I'm Tracy, and I am so grateful that you made a decision to practice yoga. I love yoga for just that reason. It's a practice. And while our practice looks different all the time, the idea behind yoga is always the same, that we will begin to connect our mind with our body, with our breath. And so I am excited that you are here today. Our studio looks a little different. The hospital studio is under some renovations, and I have the opportunity to bring you into my home studio, my little place of daily practice. So, welcome. We'll begin our practice together as we always do by inviting the sense of smell. So before we move, before we stretch, before we do anything, an opportunity to pause the video and bring into your space a heightened level of smell, of scent. So if you have a candle at home or perhaps some essential oils, I encourage you to bring those in now. I have here in my space some Zoom mist, which I pick up at Publix, and I always keep it on hand. So I'm going to spray some of that here and just wave it all around. And then we'll find our easy seat, Sukhasana. And that looks different for everyone. So whether you're joining me on the floor with a mat, or perhaps in a chair, or even on the couch or the bed, it's simply the idea of coming together in any space to connect with the energy of the earth. So moving things out of the way, whether it be the thoughts that you brought with you to your practice and setting them aside, they'll be here. You can pick them up later when you're done, or even just moving some of the junk out of the way, which for me, I always carry back here, and getting my sits bones, my sitting bones firmly planted on the earth. And then beginning to connect here with my breath. It's the sense of smell is the only one of our senses that is directly wired to memory, to emotion, to that deep limbic part of the brain. It bypasses all logic and it goes straight to the feeling. So please close your eyes if you feel safe and allow your hands to make their way to the lap. Palms can be face up if you are open to bringing in the energy that's flowing in the space where you are. And sometimes I find I'm not interested in that energy and I want to just hold on to the energy in my own body. So palms can also be face down. And sometimes I want one of each. So yogi's choice. And then just beginning to allow the breath to flow in and out through the nose. So breathing here with me, not a dramatic breath, just an honest one. And as we begin to allow the breath to flow in and out through the nose, and we pay attention to it, we are automatically rewarded. The body begins to respond by expanding through the chest. The warmth of the breath through the nose It slows down the heartbeat, the nervous system. Taking breath in and out through the nose gives the body a sense of safety and peace. Take another breath in, smelling the scents that are in the room. Perhaps what you've done to elevate the space, or perhaps what's already there. Do you smell the wood in the room, or perhaps the clothing that you have on? Or maybe even the stinky shoes that are nearby. Allowing whatever smells are coming in to be there. Don't judge them, just take them in and then let them go. Feeling the chest expand on the inhale breath and allowing the shoulders to relax on the exhale breath. Taking breath in all the way to the very top of the head. And letting the breath flow all the way to the very tips of the toes and fingers, permeating through every single cell of the body. Breathing in vital oxygen and releasing all the toxins and chemicals that are no longer needed from the body. Breathing in, we expand. And breathing out, we let go. Breathing in, we agree to try. And breathing out, we stay right here. The in-breath, the invitation. The out-breath, the agreement. Inhalation, the very first thing that you ever did when you entered into this body. Exhalation, the very last thing that you'll do when you leave this body. The breath, a distinguished guest. Honor it as it enters. Watch it all the way through and all the way to the door as it comes and also as it goes. As is life, it has all come to just go as we take in this moment with the breath. Breathing here and filling up, we recognize how precious this moment is. Right here, right now. Placing one hand on your heart space and one hand on your belly. On the in-breath, feel the body expand with the breath. And then feel the body letting go on the exhale breath. Feel the rhythm as the body naturally breathes in and also back out. No need to control it. Just feel the rhythm in and out as you settle in to the magic of the breath. No need to change it. Just an honor of it, a recognition of it. the beautiful breath. Allow the spine to grow nice and tall on the next breath in. And deepen into your seat on your next out breath. And then, yogi, begin to release the fingers from the body and allow them to make their way down to the earth. Begin to tickle the earth. Allow the eyes to gently blink open, allowing just a little bit of light to come through. A slight smile on your face, perhaps. And now, as we begin some slight movement, the arms will lead the way as we sway here back and forth, ever so gently, back and forth, warming up the spine as it moves while also staying still. The crown of the head is nice and high to the sky, and the bottom of the spine is firmly planted in the earth. And the breath continues its job in and out. And the arms are nice and loose, just windshield wiping here and flowing. As I feel my breath begin to move, have a little burp coming out. And I'm going to begin to find stillness by making the opposite hand and knee connection whenever I want. Whichever knee, it doesn't matter. Whichever opposite hand and knee find their way to stillness. And I'll hold here and draw tall on the next in-breath. The spine grows tall. The free fingertips make their way to the earth for stability and a peek behind the shoulder to see what's going on. And deepen into the stretch here, yogi. Breath in and out, noticing that it's a slight difficult breath. And then release the hold that the hand has on the knee and slowly begin to return to the movement. Slowly beginning to twist again, back and forth. Don't forget to breathe a nice rhythmic breath in and out. And when you're ready, you'll make the opposite hand and knee connection on the other side. Grabbing a hold of stillness, sending the spine nice and high to the sky. The free hand plants itself firmly onto the earth and deepen into the twist, taking a peek over the back shoulder. What do you see there? I see sweethearts from Valentine's Day. Breath in, expand the lungs, which are twisted up here. And on the out breath, deepen into the seat. In breath, grow tall. And on the exhale breath, begin to twist. And also pay attention to how you feel in the body. Does it feel like to twist up like that? And on the exhale, opposite hand and knee connection, one more twist on each side. And at your own pace, yogi, my cueing is just suggestive only. Work at your own pace. Oh, it feels so good to stretch like this. And just a few twists to loosen up, and then a twist one last time on the other side. Beautiful. Really feel it through the shoulders. And releasing to find stillness. Ooh, notice how you feel through the rib cage, through the side body. And as our hands are just making their way gently to the sides, we're going to do some neck stretches. So allowing the left ear to make its way to the left shoulder. And then sending the left hand up and around so that the fingers can find their way to the ears. This allows for a little extra weight for this neck stretch. And a suggestion to apply a little tension with the head pushing up into the hand and the hand pushing down into the head. Just slightly, just a little bit to create a beautiful stretch here in the open side of the neck. And then yogi, a little tickling out of the fingers can add even a little bit more nuance to this beautiful neck stretch. Yogi's choice. You can allow the hand to just rest comfortably against the side body, or give yourself a little spice, but always the breathing. Mm. Even a look up with the chin, up or even down, can add all the difference. Release the fingers from the ear first, and then slowly return the neck back to neutral and the fingertips down to the earth. And then dropping the opposite ear to the shoulder, keeping the spine nice and straight. And then inhaling the right, or for me, it's the right hand. It's really the left. I'm trying to mirror. And allowing the fingertips to wrap themselves gently around the ear. And then just a slight bit of resistance. The head pushing its way up into the hand and the hand down into the head. And the breath in and out. The fingertips are going to gently begin to walk their way to the outside of the mat. Not too much, and walk them back in. And then allow them to just kind of rest here, breath in and out. And just moving the chin around creates a different stretch inside of the nuances of the neck. And then releasing the fingers from the ear first, and then gently returning the head to neutral. The chin now makes its way slowly to the chest. The spine grows nice and tall first. Then the hands ascend themselves east and west, and the fingertips will come to intertwine behind the head, making their way to the nape of the neck. Adding a slight bit of weight here, just a touch. The elbows are out nice and straight, but slowly gravity takes hold and they begin to make their way to one another. Perhaps they come to kiss here in the front or not. And the breath, breathing here. Belly button is tucked into the spine. The breathing is happening in the lungs, not in the belly. Releasing the clasp with the fingers, they make their way back down to the earth, and the chin, the glance, the dristi begins to make its way up to the sky, ever so slowly. The shoulders roll back and away from the ears, and then I begin to make my way all the way around with the head. These muscles are super tight. First one direction and then the other. Beautiful. Excellent. Now we're going to make our way into a table position. If you have any knee problems, we're going to be on our knees for just a minute or two, probably more like 3 or 4. So I have an extra pad for my knees. if you want to double up on your mat, or if you have a blanket that you want to fold up. It's always a good idea. It makes it much more comfortable for a practice. It's just a practice. And in finding table, we're going to stack our hips on top of our knees and then hinge at the hips. And we're going to stack our shoulders over the top of our hands. That video looks a little blurry. Come in, video. And our table position is also going to include pulling the belly button up into the spine. Uddiyana Bandha. And the feet are going to make their way with the tops of the feet all the way to the floor. Really grounding down in here. And the hands are like starfish. And when I feel good and solid here in my table, this is an active posture, an active asana. I feel the energy coming up through the ground and then also down from my body into the earth. So I have energy flowing in both directions. And now we're headed to cat-cow. So on my next incoming breath, I'm going to drop the belly, tuck the toes, and take my gaze up high to the sky. And on the next out breath, push everything out, flatten the feet, roll the spine up, tuck the chin. Really push everything away from the earth. And then on the in breath, gather everything in, drop the belly, tuck the toes, roll the shoulders, and look up. Feel that stretch through the inside of the body. And then on your next out breath, push everything away. Push your hands away. Push the earth away. Roll the spine out. Push the earth from your feet. Tuck the chin. And then on your next breath in, draw the breath in. Roll the shoulders back. Tuck the toes. Look up at the sky. See how close you can get that belly to the earth. And then push everything away. Roll each vertebra of the spine. Roll the shoulders forward. Tuck the chin. And then begin to just allow everything to move freely. Roll the spine. Roll the shoulders. Do some barrel rolls. Whatever feels good in the body. Just begin to roll it all around. Excellent. Even pushing the hips all the way back down to the earth might feel good. Coming forward on the hands might feel nice. A little up dog. And then finding some stillness in table. One round of breath in and out. And then on your next in breath, we're going to lift the right leg and send it out behind us with a flex of the foot. And then roll the ankle. And then take the toes and have them make contact with the earth. Give a nice push for a calf stretch here, sending energy from the belly button all the way through the leg that's making contact with the earth through the toes, pushing energy through the fingers into the earth, keeping the belly button tucked into the spine, getting a beautiful calf stretch here. Breath in and out. Feeling the strength through the shoulders, through the wrists. Good. On your next breath in, draw the leg back into the body, finding table once more. One round of breath. Next in breath, lift the left leg up and extend with a flex of the foot. Good. Roll the ankle one direction and then the other. And then gently drop the toes down to the earth. And beautiful calf stretch here. So sending some energy through the extended leg, through the toes, down through the earth, and also focusing through the hands, picking up energy through the ground, up through the hands, and then vice versa. Checking to make sure the fingers are spread nice and wide, keeping the hips squared up with the earth. The belly button is nice and tucked in. Feeling the strength that you have here through the shoulders. And really pushing down through the toes for a calf stretch here. Beautiful. On your next breath in, bring the knee back down into table. Find that solid, firm foundation. And we're going to tuck the toes under and send the hips high for downward dog. Excellent! Our first inversion. If this is not doable for you, we are headed to a beautiful standing position, our mountain pose, Tadasana. So meet me there. Otherwise, hang out here for a minute in your downward dog. Inversion to turn ourselves upside down. It's a beautiful thing. We get the blood flowing in a different direction. We want the hips to be the highest point on the body, with a beautiful line from the hands straight to the hips. Nice straight spine, but in opposite direction. And when you're ready, take a look at the hands and begin to walk the feet to meet. And then I'm just going to hang out here in a forward fold to continue the inversion, allowing the blood to flow in a different direction. And on my next breath in, I'm going to come to a halfway lift, allowing the spine to be parallel to the earth. On the next in-breath, forward fold. And then inhale, plant the feet and come to rise. Palms can come to the top to touch or not. Let me adjust the video. And then we're going to be down here in our mountain pose. And we're going to do some half sun salutations. And so from our mountain pose, we're going to inhale the hands, east and west, come high to the sky. And on the exhale breath, just a beautiful forward fold. And on the inhale breath, come to that halfway lift. The spine is nice and parallel with the earth. And on the exhale breath, back into your forward fold. And on your inhale breath, plant the feet and root them so that you can rise high. The hands can come to meet up at the top or not. And then back into either a prayer position or bring the feet together for a beautiful chair pose. A nice bend in the leg. The palms can be here in prayer position, or even send them back for a chair pose, arms back. On your next incoming breath, send the hands high and then a swan dive forward. Beautiful forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plant the feet and root to rise. Hands go east and west, and the palms come to touch the top or not. And on the exhale, you can find yourself in a simple prayer pose or allow the hands to drop down into chair pose. A slight bend in the knee, really working out the quads here. On your next breath in, send the hands up high to the sky. Exhale, breath forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plant the feet, root to rise. Ardha Hastasana, our upward salute. Palms can come to meet or not. Exhale, chair pose or simple prayer pose. Option to try your balance by coming up on your tippy toes in your chair. Woof. Inhale, Ardha Hastasana, or upward salute. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plant the feet, and then root to rise. Inhale all the way up. Palms can come to touch or not. And then stay rise. Stay in your rise. And we're going to take the right foot and step it forward. Left foot back, finding our warrior two. And in our warrior two, the front foot is facing forward and the back foot is at a 90-degree angle with the back foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. I think I can adjust the camera one more time. Yeah. Okie dokie. So in our warrior two, the arms are outstretched and they are also parallel to the earth. And we feel strong here. There's a beautiful bend in the front knee and the hips are nice and open. They are also parallel to the long edge of the mat. And we're breathing here, yogis. Breathing in and also back out. The shoulders are nice and relaxed. And I have energy shooting through the front fingers and also the back fingers. On my next incoming breath, I'm going to flip the front palm forward. And on the exhale breath, I'm going to reverse the warrior, reaching the front palm up high to the sky and allowing the back hand to slide its way down the thigh. Reaching for the sky and giving a beautiful side body stretch here. Only stretching to the point where it feels comfortable and uncomfortable at the same time. Holding here for a round of breath in and out. And then on my next breath in, I prepare, and on the exhale breath, I'm going to find an opposite elbow and knee connection, reaching forward for a beautiful side body stretch. If you happen to have a block handy, or when I don't have blocks, I'll use cans, like large cans of dried goods. If you have any knee trouble, then a knee is not comfortable here. So a block is handy dandy. And our side body stretch here, where I'm reaching here with these fingers and giving myself a full entire side body stretch. Beautiful. And now on my next breath in, I'm going to return to the reverse warrior. Breathing in, and then on the exhale breath, returning to the side body stretch. Exhale breath. In and out. Breath in and out. In and out. Two more. In and out. One more. In, woof, and out. And coming back into my warrior two. Woo, that front leg is burning. I'm going to rotate the toes forward on the mat. And I'm going to come into a wide-legged forward fold, which is going to feel so good. Beautiful. Plant the hands. Give the thighs a break. And a beautiful forward fold. I'm going to walk my block to the other side. Ooh-wee. Lovely forward fold here. The block, if you have it, or the canned good or goods might even feel good to just rest here. Ooh, beautiful. We're not done, yogis. A little heel toe to bring the feet a little more together. And then a slight bend in the knee. Come to an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale back into that forward fold. And then inhale, breath, plant the feet and root to rise. Ardha Hastasana, our wide-legged upward salute. And we're going to find our starfish. Spread the arms wide. The legs are already there. Hold here, yogi, and we're going to find a goddess squat on an exhale breath. Inhale breath. Find that starfish again. Exhale breath, goddess squat. Inhale breath, starfish. Exhale breath, goddess squat. Two more. Inhale breath. Exhale breath. One more. Inhale, starfish. Exhale, goddess squat. And inhale. Now we're going to find warrior two on the other side. Rotate the back foot and the front foot will come to point on the opposite side. A slight bend in the front knee. Remember, the hips are nice and open here. And the back foot is at a 90-degree angle and it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. Beautiful. The arms are going to come up and be parallel to the ground. I hope they're not getting lost in my backdrop here. It's my first time videoing here. Okay, the warrior two, the energy is shooting through the fingertips. All right, stay with the breath. Breathing in and out. The shoulders are away from the ears, and the weight is evenly distributed through the back foot and the front foot. On the in-breath, flip the front palm up, and on the exhale breath, the front hand begins to reach for the sky, and the back hand naturally makes its way down the leg, or sometimes it slips behind the back. Beautiful breath in. Don't go too far. Comfortable, uncomfortable. And on an exhale breath, we hinge at the hips. The belly button stays in place. And I begin to make the opposite hand, opposite elbow and knee connection for a beautiful side body stretch. The Right hand is going to reach, reach, reach. And if you have a block or canned good, something to give yourself, bring the gravity, the earth up to meet me, placing my hand here, I'm going to reach with the right hand. The energy is flowing all the way through this side body, from the planted foot, through the leg, through the side body, through the arm, all the way through the fingertips. Breath in and out. And then on the in breath, I'm drawing back in to the reverse warrior. And then back out. Side body stretch. In and out. In and out. In and out. Working a sweat. In and out. Two more. Good. In, out. One more. In and out. Beautiful. And finding warrior two, energy through the fingertips. Stay with it. Rotate the toes to the front of the mat. Beautiful. And find your starfish. And a beautiful forward fold for some relaxation. Oh, that feels so good. In and out. Feel the release through the hamstrings. Perhaps bending the left leg, moving to one side, bending the right leg to the other side. Beautiful. And then yogi. Heel toe the feet in just a little bit. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root the feet and send the hands east and west for our Ardha Hastasana, our upward salute, and our widened leg. And then we're going to find our starfish and then our goddess squat. Inhale, back to starfish. Exhale, find your beautiful goddess squat. Inhale, starfish. Squeeze those glutes together. Tuck in that belly button. Exhale, find that goddess position. Inhale, back to starfish. Exhale, squat down. Inhale, back to starfish. Exhale, you can do it. Goddess squat one more time. Good, hold it, hold it, hold it. Inhale, back to starfish. And exhale, last time for goddess squat. Beautiful. And relax the hands. We're making our way down to the ground. However you want to get there. You might just bring the knees in from here and plop down. Heel toe the feet in. However you want to make your way down to the ground, but we've done it. We're going to surrender to gravity. Woo! And find our way all the way down to our backs. So gently rolling down, perhaps one vertebra at a time. I'm going to adjust the camera one more time. We're going to make our way all the way down to the ground. Ooh. We'll keep both soles of the feet firmly planted on the ground. And our hands will be at rest next to the side body. Take the right leg and send it up high to the sky. And just some beautiful ankle rolls here as we invert our feet. I love the inversion process to invert first the body in a downward dog, and now I get to invert the feet. I am such a fan of this. First of all, because it's nice and easy, doesn't take a whole lot of effort. And sometimes I'll even get a belt or a yoga, a rubber yoga band. And that's even easier, right? And if I don't have those things, I can just use my hands for support. Just allowing that stagnant blood to flow in the opposite direction. While I also am rotating the ankles. Go in one direction, yogi, and then make sure you go in the other. Good. Now flex and point. And flex and point. And flex and point. Beautiful. And now we're just going to take the ankle and put it right on top of the knee for a beautiful figure four stretch. Lovely. Now we've created this beautiful opening right here. We're going to send our hand right through there and interlace the fingertips behind the left knee. This stretch might be enough here. If you want to add a little extra to it, the right elbow can push against the right knee. And then bring the left leg into the chest. Oof, that feels so good. My breath in and out allows me to hold the stretch and also to deepen into the stretch. Oof. Yogi. Unlace the fingers that are behind the knee and take the left foot down to the ground. Placing the hands on the belly, allow the right leg to continue to cross over the left, and then allow the legs to float over to the left, creating a spinal twist. Beautiful. The hands can make their way into a T or even into a cactus. Ooh, closing off the eyes, lifting the head and taking a peek over to the right can increase the twist of the spine. Beautiful. Breathing in and out. And bringing the knees back to center, uncrossing the legs. The hands make their way back to the side body, and we'll send the left leg up high to the sky and begin to rotate the ankles. It's just one ankle. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we'll bring the ankle down to meet the knee and create that beautiful figure four stretch. Sending the hand through the beautiful opening and interlacing the fingertips behind the knee. Remembering that the elbow and knee connection can increase the stretch. And then pulling the right leg into the body. Woof, is the secret. And the breath. The breath is the key. Breathing in and also back out. Undoing the interlacing of the fingertips, placing the hands on the body, and the foot makes its way back down to the earth. The leg continues to cross over the right leg, and then the legs just slowly begin to make their way down to the earth for a spinal twist. And the hands can make a T or perhaps cactus, and the head can lift and take a peek over to the left for a big, beautiful spinal twist, and take in some gorgeous breath here, yogi. Beautiful. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, the legs can make their way back to a neutral position, uncross them, situate the body, and send the legs nice and long. And the hands can make their way to the side body and find your Sukhasana. No, that's the wrong word. Um, your corpse pose. I can't remember the name right this minute. We're going to end in Shavasana, your corpse pose. So making your way down to the ground or down to the bed or down to the couch, finding a beautiful still space where you can absorb all of the work, all of the practice that you have done today. It might have been an odd practice. Not sure how blurry the video was. It was in a different space. But yoga is just a practice.